Hi, my name is John Burks, and I am a financial analyst. And what I'm doing is going through a series of videos that show how any organization can use some very powerful and prominent software applications that are available for, for an organization to improve its business processes as well as its core competencies. Now, the first video that I've shown was with Alteryx, and it shows how you can take your inputs, do some analysis on it, and generate several outputs. Now, this is the output for the segment sales by year for 2013 and 2014. What I find is that visual aids help present the material in a very easier way for people who are not exposed to the information on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes the information is lost in translation if there is too many numbers, as well as other type of statistical information that is being relayed over to your audience. So that way, if you use visual aids to help with the presentation, those who are not exposed to the information on a day-to-day basis can see and conceptualize the message that is being portrayed in the message. And this also benefits for those people who are exposed to it, who might not have a full understanding of the information that is available, and this gives that person or those people more clarity. Now, this particular dashboard was created with Tableau Public, and again, the information that was inputted is all from a downloaded online for a fake or fictitious company, or not real company. Now, there is software that you can purchase from Tableau. Now, purchasing the software, there is a license or a fee that you have to pay. And in this particular dashboard, I made it very interactive. So, and I will show you how it's interactive in a few seconds here. Now, let's first look at what we have. So, this is the country revenues, okay? And as you can see on the map, has colors. And what the colors are depicting is the shades determine the level of revenue, meaning as your revenue, the country with the highest revenues will have a darker shade, and as those revenues decrease, the shades will also become lighter. Like for instance, Germany is dark green, France, Canada, and the United States have a very similar shade because they are very close in revenues. And then the country with the least amount of revenue has the lightest shade, which is Mexico. And when you scroll down, what we have is the revenues by segment. Again, this is looking at all your revenues by segment overall for all of the countries. And what you have is your small business, your channel partners, your enterprise, your government revenues, and then your mid-market as well. This, like the map above, is also color-coded to show the level of revenues. And as the revenues decrease, the shades also shows the lighter shades. And in the middle, we have the profit and loss statement for 2013 and 2014, which shows your typical profit and loss accounts. So we have total revenues, cost of goods sold, your gross profit, your operating expenses, or overhead, and your advertising expenses, things like insurance expense, marketing expenses, and then of course you have your total expenses, and you have your operating profit. So this would be your operating profit and not your net profit because I didn't calculate any taxes for this. And again, all of these numbers are not real numbers. They're downloaded from a site that allows you to retrieve data to use different types of software. And over here is another graph, a bar graph. Again, it's showing the segment profits. And again, it's color-coded by profits to show which segment has the greatest amount of profit. And again, as the colors get lighter, the profits also decrease to kind of have that stand out for you. And what's very exceptional about this particular graph is it really makes it stand out which segment you're having a problem with, which is your enterprise. And so when you're looking at this, what I would do is delve into this further to see why is the enterprise causing the organization such unfavorable amount of profit. And so we have to do something to address this and make this more profitable. And it could be that it's just overall it's not profitable, but we will look at that to see. Or maybe it's one country that's making it unprofitable, but we'll see further in this presentation. So the interactive piece of this is when you click on each country, the graphs below will change. Okay. Now I did not connect the year over year 2013 and 2014 P&L statement to be interactive. For this demonstration, I only wanted it to be interactive with 2013 just to demonstrate how Tableau works. And so when you click on Germany, and what we see is, again, it's color coded. You have your government, you have your enterprise, channel partners, small businesses, revenues by segment, okay? And then you have your segment by profits, which is kind of following the same trend as everything as a whole. But with this particular segment, you notice the government is, you're receiving a lot of profit from the government. And again, your enterprise is still causing you a problem, but it's only a small fraction of the loss overall. And then we go to France. Again, we have the different color-coded revenues by segment. Government is still the highest. And over here, your government is still the highest. And then you can see your enterprise, the loss is unfavorable and unprofitable. So we would have to address the enterprise to see what's going on and why it's not profitable. The good thing about this map, again, is that it shows you the underperforming segments color-coded in red, so that way it stands out and it can be addressed by management or by the organization. And then we're going to go to the Canada. Same thing. Again, our underperforming market or segment is the enterprise. You have your revenues by segment, and then your segment profits. Again, everything is still color-coded. And then we go to United States map. Click on the United States map. Revenues by segment, your segment profits, and then you can see the government and then the profits by the small business are very similar. So that's interesting in looking at this to see that your profits from the small business is almost similar to what you're receiving from the government. And then again, enterprise is still your underperforming segment. And then when you go to the Mexico, again, a lot of your profits are coming from the government. Enterprise is still the underperforming segment. So when looking at this, what I would do is I would definitely look at the enterprise to see what's going on with the organization, to see if we can come up with some type of solution to figure out why we are underperforming in that particular area. I would also look at the mid-market as well and see how come this is not performing as well as the other areas. Okay, so we'll go back to everything as a whole. So you click on there, and there's our profit and loss statement for 2013 and 2014. Keep in mind the interactive part of this. I just did this for demonstration purposes. is only linked to your 2013 statistics, or I'm sorry, not statistics, but your revenues and profits. Okay, so that is a Tableau, a very basic Tableau presentation on a charts and graphs that any organization can use to help visualize their data to anyone in the organization. It's very powerful. Um, there's many different creative ideas that you can make with this dashboard. And again, visual aids is very important in the business environment because not everyone is exposed to the same data or the same business processes throughout the organization. And when presenting, it's very important that when you are trying to convey the message, that you know your audience. Some people might know it more than others. But having said that, a visual aid will help bring everyone together to a level to where it's easier for anyone to understand the data that you are presenting. And in the next video, I will get into the statistics using what we call, or using R Studio, which is more of a coding software. There are some statistical software that are very robust that you can analyze your data with, like Minitab and SPSS. In this in these particular the video presentation, I will go into RStudio because it shows you that you have to have some type of coding background to run the analysis. And once I get into that video, we'll delve into that even further, and I will show some very basic stats on how to analyze the data that was outputted from the Alteryx workflow model.